Hello, hello, beautiful souls. It's Anna T. Brooks, your soul success coach. Hello, good morning, wherever you happen to be tuning in from. Say hello, whether you're watching live or if you're catching the replay. Make sure you do say hi. I always love to connect with you. Let me know where you're from as well. I've been connecting with so many people this week from just literally all over the world that I'm becoming more and more interested right now again where everyone is. So say hey if you're jumping on. Let me know if you're here live. Let me know if you're here on the replay. And yeah, let's dive into this because this has been a fun one that's been popping up. So what we're going to talk about today, why the one is not showing up, and the 4 astrological alignments that will shift that fast. So where do we start? Well, if you've been wondering where the hell is he or she, if you've been wondering where the hell are they, today is for you. This live stream is going to be for you. So first and foremost, if you're here, if you're already like, yep, that's me, I'm wondering that, then drop a comment, 1, just like the number 1 or ONE, whatever you want to do, drop a comment in below if you're ready to get serious and call that person in now, because that's what we're here to do today. That's what we're here to do. So let's set the stage here, right? Let me know if you've ever felt like you're doing everything right and still you're not attracting the relationship you deserve. So you're doing all the things that you've been told to do. You've been listening to some attraction coaches, some relationship coaches, some dating coaches, all of these things. And you've taken in so much information. Everyone has a different take on what you should do. Some say you should approach it in this way. Some say you should approach it in this way. Some say, okay, yep, you need to be more in your feminine so that you're attracting the energy that you want that's going to take care of you and that's going to nurture you and that's going to be that provider energy. Some people are saying, well, no, because of you and the way that you are and the fact that you're more powerful and independent, you need to actually be approaching it this way. And between everything, you kind of feel like you've been doing everything. You've been doing absolutely everything that you can think of to get your energy right, and it's still not working. And for some reason, the relationship that you want is still not coming into your vortex. If this is resonating and you're over it and you're kind of confused, drop a fire emoji into the comments. I'd love to know who this is resonating with already, because I know I definitely felt like that for a very long time. And it was this kind of feeling of resonating with so many different pieces of advice and feeling like, oh yeah, no, I could definitely do that and I can see how that would work. And oh yeah, this would be a good idea for me to actually approach it this way and maybe communicate this way and maybe try this avenue of meeting people and of connecting with the right person. But the problem was I was trying to do too many things at once and they weren't actually things that were made for me, right? Because the thing with all of these strategies, the thing with all of these dating coaches that will tell you this is what to say, this is how to present yourself, this is how to act, this is how many days to wait to do this is how to, filter for these things, is if this doesn't actually align with your energy and how you actually are going to be if you're in a relationship with this person that you're starting to get to know, then ultimately this isn't going to work, because you're not actually going to attract the person that is going to be a match for your energy long term, right? It's one thing to think about this short term in terms of how do I get the right people to be interested in me and to start dating me and to attract them and all of this kind of thing. And that's great. But once the honeymoon phase is over, once things settle down, once you're actually in relationship with this person, you're going to find that you're not going to be able to perform all of these things anymore. They're not going to be something you want to do. You're going to revert one way or another back to your true energetic match, back to your true frequency. And when that happens, that's when things tend to fall apart. And that's why I see this happen so often, is you're either not even attracting the right people in the first place, or it's getting to these stages where things start to move forward and if it looks good and everything looks good on paper, and then somehow it just doesn't stick. Something goes completely weird, they go completely weird, you just shift, your feelings for them shift, and it just, the wheels fall off, basically. So why is he actually not showing up? Like, let's talk about this. Why, he or she again, why are they actually not showing up right now? So you've got the wrong guys chasing you, for example. Maybe they seem great and everything's great, and then it all unravels. Or it starts off really strong, but then they don't seem to maintain that consistency, right? You think that this is, all of the green flags, so to speak, are there from the beginning, but then the consistency falls off. And from what I've just explained, basically, about you and how your energy shows up, it's likely to be the same case, that these people are showing up in what they think they should. They're performing for this meeting of souls, right? And eventually their actual energetic blueprint does come through, because you're always going to revert back to that. It's just our human nature. And it's also a divine gift, because when you're with the right person, you get to be yourself. You get to show them all of that. They get to love all of that about you. But if you're showing up in an energy that isn't actually yours, you're attracting the wrong person. And like I said, this might be exactly what's going on from the other end as well, from the person who's showing up and seeming to tick all the boxes right from the beginning, and then the consistency starts lacking and things start falling apart, because again, maybe they were performing, maybe they were trying to be all these things that they thought they should be, when it actually isn't a true reflection of them. And so eventually the facade will fall, right? So this is where you find yourself doing things like blending in. You start trying to come across like other people. You start trying to see how you can actually, blend in rather than stand out, because you feel like, well, it's safer if I don't seem too out there, because otherwise I might scare someone off. And that has you playing small, right? That has you dimming your light and what's actually coming in truly from you. And it's also a confusing attraction point, because it means that the one who is looking for you, who is trying to be your energetic frequency match, they don't know where you are, because it's confusing, because sometimes you're allowing the real you to shine through, and other times you're hiding it. And it's just this kind of situation of confusion, and the attraction point keeps changing. And so this person's looking for you, and they get this beacon, and oh my God, she's there. I'm moving towards her. And then you shift and you second guess yourself, and you start to blend in, and that attraction point and that beacon dies off, and the person goes, what? Where did she go? I thought she was right there. And this is what's happening. It's this confusing attraction point that's not actually consistently sending out the vibe of, this is who I am, this is where I am, I'm ready, right? That is solid. That is a solid beacon that keeps attracting, versus this beacon that keeps like flashing on and off, basically. So ultimately what's happening here is you're losing connection with your true energetic design. Because when you're second guessing yourself, when you're thinking about blending in, when you're thinking about how you can maybe make yourself a little bit smaller, maybe just get yourself to fit in a little bit more, be like other people, be like, to come across a bit more easygoing or whatever it is, you're losing that connection with who you truly are. And the true essence of you, the true power of you, is completely dimmed. So of course, that one is not going to find you, because they're looking for that energy. They want that frequency. And if you're hiding it, if you're blending it in, it's not going to be there, right? So what are these 4 astrological alignments that shift this, right? Because this is what we came here to talk about today. So first and foremost, the first one is what I call your love language. And so this encompasses, a lot of people think that it just encompasses maybe one alignment or something in their chart. I actually don't think this. I think it's a mix of a few. There's a few, including your Venus, including your moon, that I believe kind of coincide together and work together, because every planetary aspect has a different influence on you, on your energy, and how you actually present. And if you've ever, read into things like the love languages and that kind of thing, this feeds into it, right? This ties into it. You can very much relate to this, and you can actually very easily find your love language in that way from looking at your planetary aspects, looking at your astrological chart, because it does show you, are you more of an earth sign love? Are you someone that's more grounded, that's more solid, that's looking for that stability? Are you more of an air sign, for example? And are you looking for more communication and intellect? Is it more sort of the mind stuff that really turns you on? Is it more of a fire energy and you're really looking for that passion and you need that passion and that inspiration and that spark to sustain the relationship that you're in, right? There's all these different dynamics that work into it, and it is very unique. And that's why, if you're looking for, if you're seeking out and you're calling in this one for you, the person for you, if you don't know what your love language is and how it presents and what it is how you're going to show love and how you want to receive it, it's going to be very difficult to communicate that with the person. And especially when you're just meeting new people, it's going to be very difficult to know whether this person is worth taking more time and more effort to get to know, right? So this is the first one, the love language that we look at. So feel free to pop a comment in, yes, if you've ever felt misunderstood or just completely out of sync with the people that you've been attracting. Because if yes, this is probably part of it. Your love language isn't, you're not tapped into it. Second thing, your attraction point, right? So this is what draws people to you and how to use this to your advantage and still filter for your desires, right? So we all have an energetic frequency that we're always giving out, and obviously that ebbs and flows and lots of things feed into it. However, we do definitely have this attraction point of commonality of what draws people to us, right? If you were to ask some of your best friends, your probably not your family, because a lot of them have been in your life a long time and they didn't come by choice, but more of the people that you've known for a long time and that have come into your life, if you were to ask them, what is it that really attracted you to me? What is it that kind of made you feel like we connected? You will find some commonality here, right? And this is your attraction point. And again, this is something that we can see in your astrological chart because it shows how you are perceived from the outside in. So whilst you have your world and how you see things and how you express things and your kind of internal world and what's going on in your head and all of these things, other people have obviously all of their internal stuff going on, but they also have this energy that they feel from you when they meet you. There's a vibe that they get. There's a sense that they get. It's sometimes very subconscious. So it's something that a lot of the time they won't even realize, but you can, obviously reflect back on it. But this is really powerful because if you know your attraction point, if you understand what it is that people see in you straight away and how to really attract, you get that power when you're meeting someone, when you're connecting, when you're wanting someone's attention. You know how to step into your attraction point and how to vibe with that even further. Hello, I see someone. I see someone on. Oh, hey, Jody. I just saw your love heart. How are you, my love? So good to see you. So this is your attraction point, right? So when you understand this, again, you get to work a lot. You get to exert a lot more power over who it is that you're attracting and who it is that's coming into your world. And this is huge because if you're ever like me, you get to a point where you're just sick of the wrong people. And you're like, I need to clean this up. I need to make sure that my frequency is bringing in the right people, right? So if you've ever been kind of attracting the wrong matches, even though you thought like you're working on your positive energy, this is why. It's the attraction point. Number three, you in a relationship. So this is where I look at kind of mapping out you as a lifestyle. You as a lifestyle in a relationship. How are you designed to show up and what do you uniquely bring to the union, right? So I say this as like mapping out you as a lifestyle in a relationship because it really is. There is the you that you are when you are single, and there is a you that you are when you are in a relationship. I always say when people do become a union, you are no longer the same person. You can bring so many, like most of your aspects of who you are into this, but it's almost like you create a third entity in that relationship. There is you, there is the other person, and there is the third entity, which is your union. And this is what I talk about when I say you in a relationship. And this is looking at what dynamics do you thrive in, right? What kind of dynamics within a relationship make you light up, make you joyful, make you committed and loyal and looking forward to the future with this person? what about your desires really need to be expressed, need to be seen, and need to be nurtured in a relationship, versus, what will literally drain your life force energy. If someone is in a relationship and they treat you this way and they do these things, what is it that's going to just drain your life force energy? And this is going to be a lot to do with you and your unique blueprint that you are, right? But you in a relationship, there's a dynamic that happens there. And this is where I love to kind of play with this energy to look at, okay, how do we actually give you those parameters, give you those kind of guideposts of how is it that you want to design this relationship, and who is it that you want to be in the relationship. I feel like a lot of people don't think about this before they really dive in, and that's fine. Like, this is something that can definitely evolve and grow, and that's totally fine. But if you have no intentionality about who it is that you actually expect yourself to be in a relationship, it's very easy to either lose yourself, get completely swept up by the other person and their overpowering personality or their wants or their desires, if they're really, really strong in that, or to just find yourself that it's just not hitting the things that you wanted because you've sort of settled into complacency, right? Whereas going into it with the intent and with knowing, like, how is it that I actually want to be in a relationship? How is it that I'm going to know that I am nurtured and fulfilled, and that this is expanding me and expanding the other person, and we are growing together? How is it that I'm going to know that? That's what it comes down to. That's where it's mapping out you in a relationship. And then number 4, before I finish up that, because it's really important you understand you are not too much. You just have a unique frequency. That's really crucial to understand. You are never too much for anyone. It's just that you have a unique frequency, and that's what you're looking for. You're looking for that match, right? So the last one, number 4, aligning it all together. Okay, so this is where we're talking about kind of curating a roadmap of your habits. So your routines, your support, your environment, everything that you need to be aligning so that you're living the frequency that draws the right one to you. And this is, again, this is where we kind of put everything together in terms of your astrological blueprint. I take lots of different aspects. It's unique every time I work with a different person because everyone's chart is different. There's different things that stand out. There's different kind of little superpowers or unique little, quirks that we can work with. But this is essentially when we design your life to expand your true energetic blueprint so you attract on that frequency. And the wrong ones filter themselves out or you can spot them a mile away and you can filter them out, right? Because when you have kind of curated your lifestyle and your surroundings to be a match for your frequency, then like I said, it's very easy. If you're living according to that essence, the wrong people aren't even going to be attracted to you because they're either going to be repelled by you, but more likely they're just not even going to see you in the first place because they're off in their own little frequency over here and you're over here with yours. It's like you're on different timelines. You're just in different zones completely. You miss each other, which is great if you want to filter those people out. But like I said, even if one of them creeps through somehow and sneaks in, you're going to be able to spot that a mile away because you're going to know, okay, well, I've worked out like what are my kind of routines and my habits and how I want to be supported and what's the environment that I want to thrive in a relationship. And if this person brings everything that's completely wrong compared to what you're desiring, then you're going to be able to filter them out easily. And when you're in your power and when you're in your strength and when you're in that confidence of knowing who you are and what you bring to the table and to the union, more to the point, when you're in that power, you're going to feel confident to release this. You're going to feel confident to know that you can let that go, right? And trust that that's fine. There's a glitch in the matrix and someone entered the frequency and the vibe that wasn't actually a match. Oh well, let them go. The less energy you put into that, the faster it fades, the faster that whole thing fades. It's only when you obsess over it and start thinking about, well, but why? How did I attract this person? That wasn't what I was looking for. Oh my God, why does this always happen to me? That's my favorite line. I used to say it all the time. Why do I keep attracting the same people? The more you give that energy, well, that's your attraction point. You're literally changing your attraction point. So that's a whole other thing. That's a whole other tangent. But essentially, this is why it's so important to have that curated blueprint of what is it that you desire in a relationship? How does that look? And therefore you can filter based on that and not be drawing in and not be allowing and focusing on the wrong ones, the ones that are you already know this is not it, right? So if all of what I've been saying has you saying, yes, this is what I've been missing, then I have created and curated something specifically for the 1111 portal energy to make this even more potent. And it happens to be on the back of my 11-year wedding anniversary. So we've been together 14 years, but it's our 11-year wedding anniversary just last week. So I feel like the 11s are everywhere. This is such a aligned energy, and it just could not be stronger right now. So I decided I am going to curate a new 1111 portal offer. So I'll pop some more information in the comments below for Ready for the One. And this is a brand new one-on-one, 1 month intensive for you when you are ready for the one and become the you who attracts exactly who she wants. This is what we're doing. So I'll pop some comments. I'll pop some details below as well, but feel free to send me a private message and I'll send all the details over to you, including any payment plan options or anything that you may wish for. And we can connect and see if this is your season to call in your one. So yeah, that's what I have today. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if there's anything that we've gone through today that you're kind of, like, oh, that's interesting. How does that work, or anything at all? Pop the questions in. I always do check back, even if you're watching on the replay. So do let me know. And remember, your one arrives the moment that you return to yourself. So not the watered down version, but the real, radiant, unapologetic you. Let's bring her front and center. Let's do that. All right, sending you so much love. Have the most beautiful rest of your day, evening, and I'll talk to you very soon.